programme, we bring you the semi-finals of the Cox Cup Open 550 from Newbridge and those from Sporting Press Irish Oaks from Shelbourne Park, plus the final of the Green Park Lodge Derby from Longford, and all the action from the final night of the Kerry Agribusiness Irish St Leger from Limerick. So first up, it's racing action from the County Kildare Stadium. The €48,000 Cox Cup Open 550 reached the semi-final stage at Newbridge Stadium last Friday night, boasting a strong lineup in both heats.
Here on the way for the opening semi-final of the Cox Cup, in 1 the Commissioner, 2 the Red Hot Favourite Disguised, 3 Local Rambler, 4 Count Corleone, 5 Cruising Altitude, and in 6 Annie's Lamb. The hare now coming up behind traps, the dogs all set. And away they go. Number 3, Local Rambler off to a flyer. Disguise missed the kick slightly. Into the bend is number 3, Local Rambler. Annie's Lamb is on pace on the outside. On the inside now, number 1, Dick Commissioner slips round in front. Number 3, Local Rambler in second. And then comes number 2, Disguise, but he has plenty of work to do. Down the far side, number 1, Dick Commissioner leads by 2.5 lengths to 3, Local Rambler. Number 2, Disguise closing the gap, but number 1, Dick Commissioner stays strongly. He leads by 2.5 lengths. 3, Local Rambler closing again. Here comes 2, Disguised, but around the final bend is number 1, Dick Commissioner staying on well up to the line. Number 1, Dick Commissioner wins it. Second, 3, Local Rambler, and third, number 2, Disguised. And the result of the opening semi-final of the Cox Cup: first was number 1, Dick Commissioner, second, number 3, Local Rambler, and third, number 2, the favourite, Disguised. The winning time, 30:12.
Paul, he's a top class tracker and he showed it here tonight.
Yeah, we had the benefit of trap 1, and when he got to the bend it got tight for positions and he held his line very well, and we have to do it all again. Reggie's 2 are right behind us, so we've nothing won yet, but it's nice to be in the final, there's no doubt. He won the Grand Prix last year over 5.75 in Harris Cross, so getting the trip wouldn't really be a problem, but I know he's been a good dog for us all along. We just need to be lucky now.
Now tell me this, in the final, what kind of draw would you hope for?
We'll just take whatever comes, don't mind.
On we go now to the second semi-final of the Cox Cup. 1, Tomahawk Kid the favourite, in 2, Kinda Spooky, trap 3, Barden, in 4, Property Rebel, 5 is the Burglar, and trap 6, Roman Legend. The hare now coming around the final 2 bends, the dogs all set. And away they go. Barden off to a good start once again. Number 1, Tomahawk Kid, in a good berth on the inside. Here comes 6, Roman Legend on the outside, but into the bend. It's number 3, Barden leads round. Oh, awful trouble there. 1, Tomahawk Kid knocked over, and 3, Barden is left a mile clear. In second, number 2, Kinda Spooky, but this one is all over. Number 3, Barden is going on to an easy success. Number 2, Kinda Spooky in chase, but it's all about number 3, Barden, who leads around the final 2 bends from number 2, Kinda Spooky, back in third spot, number 4, Property Rebel, but number 3, Barden, an easy winner of this second semi-final. Second, number 2, Kinda Spooky, and third, number 4, Property Rebel, and the winning time of fast, 29:84. And the result of that second semi-final was certainly incident-packed, but the winner, number 3, Barden, second, number 2, Kinda Spooky, and third was number 4, Property Rebel, and 29:84 was the winning time.
Martin, he shook the track record here last week and he turned it into a possession here tonight.
Yeah, trap draw was very vital last week, so it was. When we came home we had a small bit of an injury, which we got no work into him at all this week, so we didn't. That's why I thought that he wouldn't even break 30 seconds tonight, even if we got him in front. But I was happy enough the way he ran. He lacks a little bit to the corner. If he breaks really well, he's okay to the corner, but if he misses his break, he can get a lot of trouble into the corner.
Yeah. What would you be hoping for in terms of a trap draw?
Trap draw would be very vital. I'd want to draw 1, 2 or 3.
The trap draw for the final of the Cox Cup was made following the second heat and has resulted as follows: 1, Local Rambler, in 2, Disguised, trap 3, Barden, in 4, Property Rebel, 5, Kinda Spooky, and trap 6 is the Commissioner. With the trap draw the way it is, it's between 2, Disguised, and 3, Barden in terms of the market, but don't go ruling out any of them.
Also on Friday night, Longford Stadium hosted the final of the Green Park Lodge Longford Derby, worth €10,000 to the winner. However, one dog missing from the lineup was Dundrum Prince. He was a specialist at this track and held everyone's attention when he ran. Unfortunately, he was withdrawn due to a wrist injury after the first round of this competition. We spoke with his owner, Paddy McCardle.
With advice from the vet and how bad the injury was, unfortunately we had to withdraw him. And we felt he was running as well as ever, because earlier this year in Longford he had won the Green Park 570, and in the first round of that he broke the track record, and in the final then he broke his own record, and he went undefeated through that. And I suppose most people look on him as a Longford specialist because last year he won a sprint open stake, the Bookmakers Open sprint stake. He went on then to win the Derby. He went through the Derby last year undefeated. He went on then to win the Ned O'Reilly undefeated. And when you consider that he's ran just over 62, 63 races, and he has a strike rate of over 50%. I think he's a terrific dog, obviously, but his record stands up for himself because he's won over 7 distances from sprint up to 600 in Shelbourne Park. He's won a tri-distance in Shelbourne Park. So, having taken the advice of the vet, we sadly, I should say, have retired him, and we're starting him at stud in the next fortnight, and we would love to be in the final tonight in Longford, but I think he's very well appreciated by the people, and his track record up there stands up for itself, and I wish everybody in the final tonight the very best of luck, and only regret the Prince is not there.
Well, the runners now on parade for the final of the Green Park Lodge Longford Derby. In one we have Plum Picker, a 6-4 chance, trained by Mary Gilbert for the New Tank Syndicate, a son of top condition, and Aska Lassie. This fellow flies to the bend and certainly one with a leading chance. 2 is Hustle, trained by Reggie Roberts for Mick O'Toole. This is a son of Top Honcho and Batty Spirit. This fellow hugs the inside rail. He's won 3 of 14, but needs luck. In 3, Clydal Jet. This is the reserve, owned and trained by Marcella Klein, a son of Top Honcho and Clydal Kiwi. He flies to the bend, he stays strongly, but facing a tricky draw. In 4, we have the favourite wearing the black jacket, High King Closure, trained by Keelan McGee for Larry O'Rourke. Larry O'Rourke certainly in top form recently with numerous big winners. A son of Honcho Classic and High Dingle, this fellow also flies to the bend and a leading hope. 5, Velvet Charm, trained by Pat Buckley for Tommy Kerrigan, a son of Top Honcho and Velvet Mella. Has 6-1 chance in the betting. He's won 2 of 9 starts but does need luck. And finally in 6, the hugely fast Mexico, owned and trained by the Cumberland Syndicate, led by John Brennan, a son of Larkill Joe and Killuith Swallow. He's a 7-1 chance, ideally housed in the stripes. Well, the dogs now all set for this final of the Longford Derby. The hare coming up behind the traps. The dogs all set. And away they go. Off to a flyer was number 4, High King Closure. On the inside, number 1, Plum Picker. We've got a real battle. 1, Plum Picker. 4, High King Closure. In third, number 2, Hustle. But it's between the big 2 in the market. 1, Plum Picker. Now 4, High King Closure. Just noses in front. It's down the far side. 4, High King Closure. 1, Plum Picker. Number 2, Hustle. Showing big pace back in third. He clips the heels of 1, Plum Picker. And 4, High King Closure goes to the front. Around the final bend. Number 4, High King Closure. And 1, Plum Picker. But number 4, High King Closure goes on to win it. Second, number 1, Plum Picker. And third, number 2, Hustle. And the winning time a very fast 28:30. Well, the market said that 4, High King Closure would beat Plum Picker. That's the way it worked out. 4, High King Closure beating number 1, Plum Picker. Back in third, number 2, Hustle. The winning time 28:30.
Well, Lawrence, we have you here in front of us again tonight. A fantastic win.
Fantastic, yeah, very pleased. I just can't believe it, actually. Over the past few weeks I've had some fantastic success in the Greyhounds, and it seems to be on a roll, and I thought we'd be in with a fair chance. I was very pleased. It was a very good race, and I was delighted obviously to win it. John was a good trainer, and he put a lot of hard work into it, and I suppose he got the just rewards on the night.
Well, he definitely battled well against Plum Picker.
It was a great race, a great buckle the far side, and it was a thrill to watch, actually. And we just came out, we were lucky, we just came out the best tonight anyway. Doesn't always be like that, but tonight it was our night anyway.
It was a terrific race from the up to the corner, around the corner with Plum Picker, but I know me dog, he's got the gears here. I know he won the other couple of derbies, but this was High King Closures. He was unlucky in it last year. His kennel companion decked him at the first bend.
And yourself and Lawrence have a great association together.
We have, that's 3 derbies now in the last 2 years I've won for him, so I'm not doing too bad, and he's having great success with his other trainers at the moment as well.
What's next on the agenda for High King Closure? Will you go for the Champion Stakes?
I don't know, he's a great little dog around Shelbourne. He's got blistering early pace as well, but the way he's coming home here, he'll definitely get the 550. He's a stronger dog now, I think, than what he was earlier days. But he's only coming to himself, in other words.
event at Shelbourne Park last week were the semi-finals of the €74,000 Sporting Cress Irish Oaks, which attracted a huge crowd and an impressive night's racing.
Our first semi-final of the Sporting Cress Irish Oaks. In 1, Noel's Magico, 2, Mind's Eye, 3, Duncreggan Mist, 4 is Dead Set, 5, Karen's Late, and 6, Miss Wonderful. The favourite Miss Wonderful in 6. The Hare's coming up behind the traps, under away, and it's a level break. Number 5 out past Karen's Late. The favourite is slowly away as 1, Noel's Magico, leads around the corner. Now the favourites in 2nd, Miss Wonderful, closes right up behind, but it's Noel's Magico leading down the far side by 2.5 lengths. From 6, Miss Wonderful in 2nd, then comes 3, Duncreggan Mist. Into the 3rd bend is 1, that's Noel's Magico out front, still holding number 6, Miss Wonderful, by just over a length. Turning for home, it's 1, Noel's Magico, 6, Miss Wonderful on the outside, coming strongly, coming to the line, 6, Miss Wonderful getting up on the outside, I reckon, from 1, Noel's Magico, with number 2, Mind's Eye, finishing strongly. It's probably a photo, the time 28.71. And the result of the opening semi-final in the Oaks, the winner, number 6, Miss Wonderful, owned by Joe Gregg and trained by Owen McKenna. 2nd, number 1, Noel's Magico, and 3rd, number 2, Mind's Eye, the time 28.71. Well, among the attendants here in Shelbourne, a very familiar face, former Minister for Dogs, Jimmy Deanahan. Jimmy, great to see you back here.
Delighted to be back here. I've spent very enjoyable nights here in the past, and I'm delighted to see it going so well, and it's really buzzing here this evening. A lot of young people here, and the old industry seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yes, I was just going to say that it has progressed well since your day, and everything has been really put in place.
Absolutely. I remember when I was involved in the whole restructuring, I suppose, and you could say a restoration of this particular stand here and the provision of this new stand and the stadium. So it has really come a long way since then.
And tracks all over the country, that's the great thing about it. I suppose you visit the Kingdom Stadium now and again?
Well, I do, and I believe too at the moment that they're looking at upgrading it again to some extent, which is very welcome, because it's too small at this stage to carry the crowds that are going there. So that's very positive. And the other very positive news, of course, is that Limerick is going ahead now, and that certainly is great for all those greyhound fraternity in the Midwest region, including Kerry and Cork and all over Tipperary and all over that area.
Finally, I have to ask you one question. Football time. What about the Kerry boys this year?
Kerry, we expected to win the All-Ireland, but when Kerry are favoured most, that's the time they're most vulnerable. So they're not home and dry yet, but they look very good. They're training very hard. They're very focused, as they say nowadays, and they should win. But I would expect that the danger will be from either Tyrone or Armagh. They would seem to be the form teams, but with the back door now, Kerry will certainly be in the All-Ireland. They should win it, but they'll have to watch out for the teams in the north.
Jimmy, great to see you back.
Thank you, Michael.
The second semi-final of the Oaks. In 1 is Ogilvy Teresa, 2 Ask for Diamonds, in 3 Kilkenny Baby, wearing the black sheet Vesuvius, in 5 the hot favourite Graceland's Pixie, and 6 is Angie Style. The Hare now coming up behind traps, ready for off. Away to go, and at 6 out fast, Angie Style leads up. The favourite is slowly away. As 6 Angie Style leads to the bend, 1 is very well positioned, that's Ogilvy Teresa, and Ogilvy Teresa leads off the second bend. It's neck and neck now. Number 6 again, that's Angie Style, she's a strong stayer. 5 the favourite making ground, Graceland's Pixie, but down towards the third bend, and it's 6 Angie Style leading. 5 Graceland's Pixie moves into second with number 1 Ogilvy Teresa, but it's 6 Angie Style way out front turning for home. Number 6 Angie Style going to win this one in style. Number 6 the winner, Angie Style. Second is number 5 Graceland's Pixie, and third number 1 Ogilvy Teresa. The time 28.54. The result of the second semi-final, the winner, number 6 Angie Style, owned by Angela Reid. Second is number 5 Graceland's Pixie, and third number 1 Ogilvy Teresa. The time 28.54. The final of the Sporting Cress Irish Oaks will be run next Saturday night at Shelbourne. The trap draw: in 1 Ogilvy Teresa, 2 is Noel's Magico, 3 Mind's Eye, in 4 Angie Style, 5 Graceland's Pixie, and in 6 Miss Wonderful. A wide open contest. It'll be well open enough in the betting, but we'll stick with number 5 Graceland's Pixie. She might just about do it on the night.
And now, on to the feature event of the weekend, the 2005 Kerry Agribusiness Irish St Leger Greyhound Classic.
The favourite, still number 4, larking about, and he's out well. He leads, but number 4, Megan Light gives him, or number 3, Megan Light gives him, but up on the inside, Rummy Lad. Around the corner though, it's number 4, larking about, who leads from number 2, Rummy Lad. Back in third now, number 1, Droopy's Gloria with number 3, Megan Light. But down the far side, it's number 4, larking about, that leads by about 3 lengths to number 2, Rummy Lad. A further gap to number 1, Droopy's Gloria. But around the final 2 corners, larking about's going to take a hell of a lot of catching. Second, Rummy Lad. Here comes Droopy's Gloria with a run, but up to the line, the Ledger winner for 2002, larking about.
6. Here arrives the Traps and they're off and racing on a massive roar. Down the centre they go. Mount Leader Rolf is well out, and it's Mount Leader Rolf that leads from Not Mac the favourite. On they go to the second bend, and Mount Leader Rolf showing in front from Not Mac. Nikita Billy takes up third for the track record holder here in Limerick. Mount Leader Rolf is out in front, closing is Not Mac, but so too Nikita Billy. They swing the final turn. It's desperately close. Mount Leader Rolf up towards the line. Mount Leader Rolf. 5. Here comes towards Traps and they're off and racing. Tom Shea Boy is left behind. Blue Panther is well there. It's Blue Panther now. Tom Shea Boy improving, but running wide. Furlough Cricketer in the white jacket there as well. Down the back straight, it's Blue Panther from Furlough Cricketer. Never give up, the Limerick dog there also. Go ahead Honcho, but Blue Panther holding the lead from Never Give Up as they hit the final bend. Furlough Cricketer is there as well. They swing into the home straight. It's going to be an exciting finish, and Never Give Up is going to win it at the line.
The final of the Irish St Ledger took place last Saturday night at the Limerick Stadium with a winner's prize of €35,000. There was a great party atmosphere on the night as the crowds enjoyed a sumptuous buffet in the marquee before the feature event.
It's a big night for Kerry Agribusiness, and it's a big night for Limerick Racing.
Absolutely, a good turnout, wonderful evening, beautiful temperature, very good atmosphere, very, very, very interesting.
Now, you've been sponsoring this for quite a while, very, very generously. Give me a bit of background to that.
Well, it was started really by Golden Vale, and we joined with Golden Vale about 3.5 years ago, and this has been continued by ourselves. So what we're really looking forward to is the new track, which we hope will be in place sooner rather than later.
That's right. Well, it's all very much go forward now, isn't it, with Greyhound Racing in Ireland just on a boom?
Absolutely, it's going exceptionally well, and I think the new track on the Ennis Road, which I guess will be about 2 years from now, will be a very, very exciting development for Greyhound Racing.
Now, any tips for the big one?
Absolutely none.
Here's a man who keeps his cards close to his chest. Luke, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you indeed.
The runners now on parade for the final of the Kerry Agribusiness St Ledger here at Limerick. In one Mall Road, owned and trained by Michael Casey and Finbar Murphy and Ennis, a son of Top Honcho and Fintra Black, ideally housed on the fence. He's 9 wins from 23. He is one with a chance. Into Annie Name Burglar, trained by Paul Hennessy for the Burglar Syndicate. A model of consistency, the son of Ruth and Budgie and Greenview Beauty. He'll be finishing strongly, but does need luck. In Trap 3, Red Barn Panther, trained by Liam Egan for Mick O'Donnell, a son of Jamela Tiger, and it's about time Rose. He's won 7 of 20. He's been running very strongly and one of the market leaders. 4, Deerfield Mover, a hugely fast son of Tom's the Best and Malbay Swift, trained by Mossy O'Connor for Brian Dalton over in the US. This fellow would prefer an inside berth, but he has big pace and is not without a chance. 5, The Favourite, He Said So, trained by Timmy O'Donovan for Jim Hennessy, a son of Top Honcho and You Said So. This fellow certainly deserves a classic success. He has 18 wins from 31 starts, the one they have to beat. And finally in 6th, the second runner for Paul Hennessy, Priceless Mail. This son of Drewby's Kuel and Burn Park Best is owned by Kathleen Murphy in the Cayman. Would prefer a rails berth. Will need a fast start if he's to get there, but not without a chance. The runners now in Traps for the final of the Kerry Agribusiness St Ledger. And away they go. Number 5, He Said So, off to good start, but it's 3, Red Barn Panther leads to the bend on the inside. Number 2, Annie Name Burglar. It's 5, He Said So, 3, Red Barn Panther. They're neck and neck. 3, Red Barn Panther now leads round from 5, He Said So. In third, number 4, Deerfield Mover with number 2, Annie Name Burglar, but out front still number 3, Red Barn Panther. Here comes number 5, He Said So, into the third bend, closing fast, but it's 3, Red Barn Panther leads from 5, He Said So. In third, number 2, Annie Name Burglar, but 3, Red Barn Panther leads for home. 5, He Said So, trying to close the gap, but coming to the line. Number 3, Red Barn Panther holds on. Second, number 5, He Said So. Third, number 2, Any Named Burglar. A thriller there. Number 3, Red Barn Panther, coming out on top. The winning time, 29.72. And the result of the final of the Kerry Agribusiness St. Leger, the winner, number 3, Red Barn Panther, a gallant winner. Second, number 5, He Said So. And third, number 2, Any Named Burglar, in the winning time of fast, 29.72.
Liam, you must be absolutely delighted.
It is great, all right. It is brilliant. Can't believe it. It is brilliant. And he ran very well tonight, all right. Delighted with it. But
now,
it is a family thing, training him and everything, like, and it's just great for the owner as well. Like, he's great to us, like, so.
Did you expect him to reverse form with He Said So?
I didn't know, like, the only thing we had was the inside, but I thought he'd pick him up when he went down the back straight, like, but he stayed on well tonight. But he's a good dog, like, it's the dog that makes a trainer, like.
He's a good dog indeed, but he certainly had good form coming into this race.
He had good enough form, all right, like, he was lucky enough qualifying there a couple of nights, so that's the main thing.
Well, I think now good dogs and good trainers make their own luck.
I don't know, the dog is 90% of it, and I think in it, 90% of it, like, not a good dog, like, you know. So that's what I think in it.
This is going to shorten the journey home, is it?
Yes, oh jeez, it'll be very short tonight now. It is brilliant, and for the mother and all at home, it is brilliant, like, you know, so it's mighty.
Now, how does it feel to have that in your hands?
Marvellous. There's some great greyhounds won this over the years. I never thought I'd have a dog good enough to win the Leger. And I've had a lot of very good dogs over the years. I had Tober Hare, I had Flashing Moment, I had Fact File. There were some outstanding dogs, but this fella he won't let the side down. He's an outstanding dog, I think. You'd have to think of the derby with him. But with all due respect to him, I don't think he'd be up to the standard of the English Derby winning this year. He's something special. But I suppose if you're not in, you can't win. And I think we'll have to go for it.
No, you must be over the moon tonight.
Oh yeah, marvellous. Thank God. And the 35 grand helps.
That'll shorten the road home, will it?
Well, some publican will shorten it, the amount.
Congratulations and well done.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Mick Galway, a Kerry man in Limerick tonight. It's very appropriate somehow.
It surely is. I'm well used to knocking around Limerick. I've been here for the last 20 years, involved with Shannon Rugby Club in Munster, but here for a different sport tonight. I must honestly, I don't know a whole lot about dogs, but I'm down near Castle Island. Corra is the name of the place, and a lot of people down there with a lot of very good dogs. Even I met a few locals here tonight. Mossy O'Connor was a trainer, one of the trainers in the St. Leger, but unfortunately he didn't win. But it was a great night's entertainment. Really enjoyed it.
Now, I was told earlier that they actually called security car vans to bring your winnings home. Any truth in that? No.
I'm afraid not. No, I'm afraid not. Whatever about betting on horses, I think the dogs are even tougher, you know. But again, it was very enjoyable. You know, I was actually here a number of years ago when Shannon Rugby Club they had a night of the dogs. But you know, it's something that I certainly will come along to again, because particularly with all the talk of this fantastic new stadium they're building, and it's great. And it's great for the people of Limerick, I suppose, because everybody knows Limerick is a great sporting city, and it'll be great. They'll have another fantastic facility. If they build it big enough, they might even host Munster the rugby team there, you know.
Next week's action will feature the final of the Lochal Motors 525 and the National Irish Bank Hurdle from Mullingar, along with the final of the Cox Cup Open 550 from Newbridge and the concluding night of the Sporting Press Irish Oaks from Shelbourne Park.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.